Yo, what's going on everyone? Guiding Light here, and in this one, I want to show you guys how you can explore the Heroic Assembly. So there's going to be 7 clues that you will need to discover. Some of them will be pretty easy, and some of them will be harder than the others. So very quickly, I'll show you guys where you can get them all. So there's 3 different floors. I'll just start off on the first floor, showing you guys how you can get all of these clues. The ones on the first floor were sort of straightforward, but the rest of them that were tough. It took me about an hour or like 45 minutes to actually find all 7 of these clues. So I would appreciate it if you drop a like down below. Now, if you open up your clues, you can get a clue to actually find the clue, which I think is pretty interesting stuff. But if you guys get started on this, you come over here and you can start it off by talking to some of these characters. Now, you're going to notice that this character is going to pop up quite a few times around the Heroes Assembly, but you'll come over here. They're going to be gathering together. You want to speak with them, and you're going to go into a mini game. So you're actually going to have to get this drink, and you're going to have to play the pots mini game. So if you haven't played this yet, it's a darts game where you have to use the right and left analog sticks to line up with the circle here. Once you get the analog stick in the circle, it'll charge up, and then you'll have to make sure to actually throw the dart in. So it was relatively easy, at least this time. The other times I've done this mini game, it's been almost impossible for me to complete it. So if we go through the mini game a little bit, I'll skip ahead a bit. There's going to get a point where you have to use both analog sticks at the same time. So just be sure that when it comes up with the left one to get that one done as well. If you haven't already gotten enough of a lead, if you get enough of a lead, you will automatically just win the game. So this is how you'll end up with the first clue. Now for the next clue, it's talking about a performance list. If you look here, it says in the first floor hall, the performance list may hide key information. So if we come over here to this other corner now, there will be a board that you can inspect. So there's the boat there we came in on. Keep going across, and you should see this list of people here. You can go ahead and talk to this guy up here, and you should automatically get the second clue after this. So if we take another look here, there's going to be a third clue. You just head over basically to the other corner of the room. You're going to go into another mini game where you play the guitar here or the pipa, and you're going to be able to get through this mini game as well. This one was pretty easy. At least I found it to be pretty easy because all you have to do is you just spam all the buttons at the same time. So at first I was trying to get a perfect score by just pressing the buttons individually, but I found out that if you literally just press all the buttons at the same time, you basically cannot fail the minigame. So after a while, I literally just started spamming every button at once, and as you can see, you'll get through the minigame pretty quickly. Now after this, you can head upstairs. We're going to get started on some of the rest of these clues. This is where it actually got a little bit frustrating for me to try to find some of these. But if you come up here, I'll show you guys how you can find the rest of them pretty quickly. So the first one is about this one, passionately discussing poetry. So if you come around the corner, you should see this red room here, and there's going to be another mini game now that you'll want to go through. So this is going to be the gift of grab mini game with the cards. Now it's pretty simple, but if you get stuck on these before you start, you'll want to click on the style you're going to use. And you click on the one that has the thumbs up on it so that it's a lot easier to complete. Now these cards are going to give you guys damage output. So if you read the cards instead of just spamming random ones, that you just want to click on the ones that say deal damage, and you can get through it pretty quickly. Now be on the lookout on the screen here because it'll tell you to pop R2 and L2 occasionally on the text boxes. You want to make sure to do this so that you can block the other attacks and so that your attacks actually go through, because I know this minigame can be a little confusing sometimes. So that is how you're going to get through it. Every now and again, you're going to see these icons pop up inside those text boxes. You'll press R2 or L2, and you'll be able to get through this pretty quick. So that should get you clue number 4, and the rest of them will be a little bit difficult to collect, but I'll show you guys where to get them. So if you work your way around the balcony here, there will be a person that you can eavesdrop on. It won't give you the clue, but I do think it may trigger something within this area. So you may want to just make sure to do this if you guys are getting stuck on any other portions. I was in this room for about 45 minutes, and I know I went through a bunch of different icons. I'm not sure if it actually triggers anything in the room, so I just wanted to add that to the guide to let you guys know. If you guys see anything to interact with or anybody to talk to or inspect, you may want to get it if you guys are still stuck on this. Now, once you come into this room, you're going to have the option to accept this person's offer or not. I went ahead and accepted it. Again, I don't know if it actually triggers anything with the quest, but the person will disappear, and then you can go ahead and loot this chest as well. So if you click accept here, you'll basically get poisoned, and then you're going to be the person's going to disappear. So I don't know if this triggered anything in the quest, honestly, but it's probably best to come in here and do this as well. And then there will be a chest in here. So I do think that it may have unlocked one of the clues because if you look at some of the clues, it says that some of them are no clues yet have been found. So I'm not sure if this actually helped to discover one of these, but I think it may have, to be completely honest. So get that done, and I'll show you guys how to get the rest of the three clues. So now if you work your way around some more, you're going to be able to find this character which is in this room dancing. And it can be a little weird at first trying to trigger this to actually get the progress for it because at first, for some reason, it didn't actually start. So if you come back here, you want to make sure you actually talk to the right person. And if you're like me and you're trying to spam through the text chats, make sure you press X when talking to these people because if you press circle to try and skip through the text chat, it will actually leave the conversation, and sometimes if you click X too quickly on some of these text prompts, it will not really register that you're still in the conversation and it will not go through sometimes. So that's why I actually was a little bit tough here to try and get this to trigger. Again, just make sure you're actually talking to the right person. I even tried just popping random emotes to see if that would activate it, but it did not. So if for some reason you get stuck on this part, I actually walked away and then came back. I don't know if that reset it. And then I was able to finally talk to the person and get the mini game to start. You're gonna want to ask them to teach you the dance, and says you want to jump in. Now, once you do this, you should receive the next clue. So now if you look around some more, you've probably already walked past this a few times and you can interact and talk to these people as well. But you're gonna see these two guys wrestling there on the side. You want to inspect them, then you're gonna see that there's these 2 here. Keep working your way around, and you will eventually find these 2 that are leaned up against the wall, and you'll notice that it's actually the same character from before, which is a little weird, but either way, if you go ahead and talk to them, there's a way to get the next clue out of this. So I talked to them at first, and then I went and used the Celestial Seas ability. If you, go and talk to the guy or you interact with the guy with Celestial Seas, you'll be able to take the clue right out of his pocket, and that is how you're gonna get the 6th one. Now, this one took me like half an hour to figure out. Now, finally, for the 7th clue, it's going to say that there's people anxiously waiting somebody's arrival at the 3rd floor. When you come up the stairs, you're going to see these group of people here, and they're going to talk to you guys about these flowers. Now, at first, I thought maybe you actually had to somehow take the flowers out, but I'll show you guys how to complete this to get the 7th clue. So if you come around the corner of this 3rd floor, you'll see another privacy gate here with these flowers that look just like the ones on the other side. Now you'll be able to eavesdrop here very quickly and get this part done. I think this triggers something with the quest to get the 7th clue. Now you should see the green check mark on that to show that you guys did it right. I then went back over to those groups of people to ask them about the arrival once more, but I did not get any progress for this. However, when I did go back around the other side, I saw a bunch of people had now gathered at the staircase. Now, I could have sworn that I went over there before and there was no one there. So I do believe it has something to do with eavesdropping on that group of people. So hopefully this video has helped you guys out to get through it. I know it was a little bit confusing, but it was just as confusing for me. Like I said, it took me like an hour to get this one done. I was running back and forth in between these rooms for over an hour. Honestly, felt like I was driving myself crazy. And it was like 4 in the morning when trying to get this done. So it was a little confusing even for me. But I do hope that this video has helped you guys out to get it done. I know this walkthrough wasn't perfect, but it should help you guys out either way. And I'll definitely be sure to make the rest of the walkthroughs a lot easier to follow.